So when you're asking the question, which one's for everyday use, I would say, hey friends, today we're doing such a fun video. We are doing the Petit Noé, the Mini Noé, and the Noé GM all side by side, comparing what fits inside, doing some try-ons and all that good stuff. You're not gonna wanna miss it. So make sure you stay tuned till the end and get to see the try-on and what's in my bag and all of that. So without further ado, let's check out the Louis Vuitton Noé collection. All right, friends, so like I said, today is a big fun video. We're gonna do a side-by-side and check out all three of these Noes right together so you can see which one might be best for you or multiples in your collection. So we're just gonna go ahead and jump into it. Like I said, we've kind of got a table full here, but we're just gonna dive in. So like I said, we have the Mini Noé, we have the Petit Noé, and we have the Noé GM. So just to go ahead and cover the use for these, I have personally used each of these and absolutely have loved them over the years. If you guys have been following me very long, you know that I talk a little bit about the Noé GM. This was the original one that I actually ended up with, and I didn't care for it at first. I thought it was kind of weird. I didn't know how to use it. And then after I got rid of it, I fell in love a few months later. It hit perfectly for all the marks that I needed. I needed a big mom bag to be able to carry those items for my kids and my things. And this one worked out so well. It was so comfortable and I fell in love. And then I got to try out the Petit Noé and I absolutely loved it. It was a great size, a little bit, the size down, so I didn't need all the extra things. And then I got to try later, actually the smaller one, which is the Mini Noé. And I really have enjoyed this. So I will kind of share with you how I use them, what I've used them for, and all that good stuff and what fits inside. So make sure you stay tuned for that because it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and dive into what these look like and some similarities and differences. All right, so these are vintage pieces, just right off the bat. These are from the 90s, about mid-90s. And as you can see, we see some similarities and some differences, which, as we know with Louis Vuitton and a lot of other designers, things have changed over time. So now you can still purchase the Noes currently. However, you might see some differences to the vintage pieces. So one that stands out the most to me that I've noticed over the years, the changes, has been the Petit Noé. So the bottom now actually features the same canvas, the same leather, similar to the GM and the Mini, how it comes up on the sides. This has changed over the years, but like I said, the mid-90s, you're going to see that it's just on the bottom there, which I know a lot of people have asked over time if there's a concern for that or if I've ever been worried about the leather and how that works. So this is kind of a twofold. So yes, you do have the leather on the bottom, so you have to be, cautious of that. However, I used it as a mom bag starting off and I absolutely loved it. I didn't find that it was getting really damaged or overly used. It was easy to use, it was comfortable, and it worked well for me. So I did really like that. However, if you're going to be setting it down, you need to be a little bit more cautious, particularly on where you set it and all that stuff. So on the Noé GM, like I said, we see that leather on the bottom. It comes up over the corners and the classic pull tie at the top. They all have this lovely pull, and that is something over time. I have seen some people where they have it wore out or it's snapped, and you can generally get a replacement for that either through Louis Vuitton or a cobbler, and that's not a problem. So on all of them, we do see the adjustable handle strap on both of these. Not all of them. On the Mini, we do not see that the handle strap is adjustable. On these two, it is adjustable. So I actually found out something really interesting the other day. I've owned Noes for years and always used them as a shoulder bag. And then when I had younger children, I used an additional crossbody strap and added that, which I love that option. I never used it on the full, the highest setting for length. So you can adjust it. I think there's 5 different adjustments here. And I will post those below for the length of the drop strap on the longest for you. So what I would generally do is I would put it on the front of the bag and I would add that crossbody strap, and that gave me kind of 2 options. However, I will share this with you in the try on. I did find out years later that I'm 5'5", but that I could actually have this extended to the longest setting and I could use it crossbody. Now it does sit a little bit different than some of your other crossbodies, but it worked. And it kind of shocked me that I went so long and didn't know it. So just a heads up for you, I was able to do that. And even on the Petit Noe, I think for some that could be an option as well. So just something to keep in mind. I don't think it would work necessarily for every height and body frame, but it is a possibility that it could work for you, or you could just exchange it for a crossbody strap if you prefer. Now, this Noe strap is super comfortable. We see on these two that we have this nice thick strap at the top and that adjustment right on either side of it, making it just the perfect fit for pretty much any body frame. So I love that. I didn't ever find that it slid off my shoulder. It sat comfortably and it didn't dig. And that was so, so good. So when we look at the mini, this one is so cute and it really replicates the look of the larger one when we're looking at the 90s version. However, like I said, you don't have that adjustable strap at the top. This is the perfect arm carry bag. I love the idea of adding the crossbody strap, and that's personally how I carry this bag. So when you're asking the question, which one's for everyday use? I would say all three can be, and that's how I've used all three of them. This one has been more of my on the go, kind of an easy going, less items when I wasn't needing to carry a diaper bag or any additional items. This one, the middle size, we have the Petit Noé. This one is a really good size for every day. I love the slouch of the bag that it gives, and it sits so comfortably. I think you're gonna really like this one too. But then we also have with the GM that you can add those additional items. I'm even able to fit some larger things in here, but again, you have a nice smush of the bag. So if you don't overfill it, it sits really comfortably and it works well. The other great option about this one is when you do need those additional items, you can add them. And the strap, I didn't find got uncomfortable. I found that it was still very comfortable. This was really my travel bag sometimes if I need those extra items, which I will show you what I put in there, including my laptop and all that good stuff. So the Noe, where do we find the date code if it had one? So if you're needing to locate the date code, some of them can be a little tricky. So you're gonna have over on the side, the little piece of leather that's looped, and the date code is going to be right inside. Now, the tricky part is some of them do have it worn down, so it might be hard to see, or it just might be completely rubbed off. So if you need that third party to authenticate for you, I'm sure they won't have any problem, but you also need the heat stamp as well, which is at the bottom of the bag on either side. You might have the maiden and then the heat stamp on the other side, whether it be the Noe GM or the Petite, they're all gonna be in the same location. So for the mini, it can be a little bit more challenging because we have such a small little piece for the leather, making it a little bit smaller for that date code on there, but you're still gonna find, what you need on the sides. And this one has on the top actually for the heat stamp, there we go. The sides on this one is not on the side. Sorry, this one is on the side still. This one's on the strap. But you do still have a heat stamp on either of these straps as well. So you have a couple locations. But without further ado, let's not hide behind the bags. Let's go ahead and dive in, see what fits in these bags and how they fit. All right, friends. So like I said, we're going to do a side-by-side and also a what's in my bag on the Louis Vuitton Noe set. We have the mini here today, we have the petite, and we have the GM. So like I said, these are very similar in size, the GM and the petite, because you just have basically the height. You do have a little bit more of the width as well, but the height is really where the size difference is from what I've noticed. And we're going to go ahead and check out what's in each bag and what fits in there. So what I'm going to do today is actually start off with the petite, not the petite, the mini. And we're going to see what fits in here and kind of what I use this for my daily carry as, and then transition it over to the petite and then the GM so you can kind of get an idea of how they fit and what I additionally would add to those bags. So let's go ahead and jump in. So I have everything in there. I actually have a couple things that were not in there, so I'm gonna go ahead and stick those in. So I have my phone, there, sitting out. And I think the other thing I was missing was let me see if I have my keys in there. I was moving stuff around just a moment ago, so I want to make sure I have it all in there for you guys. Okay, so how I carry my Mini Noe is, like I said, the crossbody strap. I took it off for the video. That way it wasn't just swinging around everywhere, but I use the crossbody strap on this whenever I carry it daily, and I really like that. I also found, and I was so excited about this, guys, that my larger sunglasses case fit in there because I've really been enjoying those. And I still can pull it shut if I want to at the top, and I have plenty of room and still have that cute little slouch at the top and the pull string. So I absolutely love that. And this is the fit once I had it full. What it looked like I said, you get that structure at the bottom, and I really like that, but you still have that squish at the top with the canvas. So it is just super, super cute. So we're going to go ahead and check out what's in here, and then we will go ahead and move it over to the Petit Noe instead of just putting it down, and you'll get to see what's over there. And actually, I think I was wondering what I had in here. I apparently stuck that in there and left it in there. So let's go ahead and jump in. Like I said, I have that sunglass case, and just so you know, you can add some organizers to these. I know I'm totally rabbit trailing right now, but I actually have an organizer that I really liked in my Noes. I will link that down below in the description because it's really tricky, I found in the past, to find an organizer that fits and suits the Noe bag, but also allows for that natural slouch at the top. So I will link that for you guys to the Amazon favorites as well down at the bottom. So make sure you check that out if you want the organizer. I kind of go back and forth on how I use it, but as you guys know, I love a good pouch in my bag. So that is where we are. So anyway, we have those sunglasses there. We have phone, those essentials that go in there, as well as the compact wallet. I grabbed the wrong thing, pouch, compact wallet's in there somewhere, but it's not out yet. So the organizer, keys, compact wallet, all those things lined up. You guys know. All right. And then we have the best gum that our favorite gum, and one of these Carabelli, like these little bars. The kids were enjoying them, and then I tried them and I actually really like them. So those are actually in there as well. And then additionally, let's see what we have. All right, so if I'm sizing up, first of all, you guys know it's generally gonna have additional snacks for the kids as well as another thing of gum. So those go in there as well. The other thing I'm adding is another pouch because when I have my larger bags, I usually have another one of the pouches that I'm adding for some of those carrying essentials. So let's go ahead and see what this one looks like. So this is, whoa, there we go. This is what this one looks like full. You guys, if you had to pick a Noe, if you can't pick between the large one or the small one, this is a great option because it's right smack in the middle and it gives you that everyday carry and some. That's how she looks, full, and honestly, not completely full. You still have some room, if you can tell. You got quite a bit of room. So let's go ahead and move on to the Noe GM. And I am so excited to share this one with you guys because, like I said, there were so many things about the Noe GM I honestly didn't know in the beginning. This video, we're not going to do the mom bag version. I will try to do another video for you for that. And then once I get it up, I'll try to link it in the description. But what I wanted to talk about is kind of how to use this on the go. I just made the leather pull a little crooked, and that's going to bug me if I don't fix it. But how to use this as not only your everyday, but how to add this to your travel, to your road tripping, you know, work, all that good stuff. So what I want to show you is the laptop first. So let's put that in. All right, it's kind of heavy. I was trying to grab it. So my laptop is not just my laptop. I have my laptop, markers in here, mouse. What else do we have in there? Charger, all that stuff. So this is kind of a bulky case. Like I said, I have the MacBook Air, and this is a 14-inch one, I believe. So this all goes in the back. I'm going to have to hold on to this so it doesn't tip over because I didn't put anything else in here yet. And I don't think it will tip over, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it just kind of tips a little bit. So it's not terrible. But like I said, that fits in so good. And this is a game changer, and it just makes such a difference to be able to carry it in this bag. So let's go to the next things. We'll go and get those essentials out of here. Pouch and the glasses case. Gum and another pouch. Now I'm moving all the stuff over. Okay, there we go. It was falling out of my hand. A couple of those bars. I honestly put the bars in bag, like their own little pouch sometimes too, if I have so many of them. There we go. So the only thing with this is I try to keep it straight up until I get the rest of the things in there. And then I want to show you what that looks like just so everything stays level. All the necessities right in there. And I will say the one thing that is nice about if you have the pouches, then you can kind of keep things organized so you can see your phone easier, or if you go with an organizer. So I'm going to move these ones out of the way. As you can tell, it stands by itself. So this is wonderful about this size computer, as well as the base in the bag and the smushy canvas combo here. So like I was telling you guys in the video, I love the fact that it has a smushy canvas. It makes it so easy to carry, but you also have at the bottom that base. So you get all the goodness of the slouch at the top, but the structure at the bottom. And that helps hold the computer up, helps hold your stuff in place. And I could even add a few more items. So, oh, here's my other pouch. This is the one I use daily too, the Toiletry 15. So I have room to carry all the pouches and my stationery work. And to top it off, I totally just moved the keys over there. There we go. To top it off, if I wanted to, I even have room because when I'm on a road trip, I always love taking a sweater or like a jacket. I have rolled that up and put it right on top just so I have that. So it's nice and cozy, but it's right on the top and I can take it out. Then I don't feel like it's over the top full, but it is full and it is still totally doable carrying this. And I love the fit of that. So let me know, guys, in the comments below, what kind of bag do you prefer for your computer and all of that stuff? I definitely have had like zip closure ones, but for me, like if we're road tripping and I know I'm going to be using my computer or traveling to where I need to be able to take it out, this is such a great option because I have access to it easily. And I feel like I still have a purse, not like a piece of luggage. And that's what I love about this is it does not feel like a piece of luggage to me at all. It feels like I get to use one of my bags more towards how I would use, something that is similar to like a work bag or luggage, but it doesn't feel like that when you carry it. It feels like you're just carrying your everyday bag. So let me know in the comments below. I'm interested to hear from you. How would you use your Noe? All right, friends, so like I said, we were going to do a try on of all 3 Noe bags, and I'm so excited to give you this side by side. I'm really hoping this helps you decide which one you want, or if all of them would be perfect for your collection as well. So the first one we have is that Petit Noé. I currently have this on the longest setting, but I typically use it around the middle setting, and I am 5'5", but I love the slouch of this bag, and I cannot stress that enough. The way it sits is so comfortable, and it's so cute. It is just absolutely adorable. And did I mention, even when you go to put it in your car, I feel like it sits up just right, allowing you to have it sitting up but still have that cute slouch of the bag. So this one is a perfect option for every day, in my opinion. It sits well, it's comfortable, and as we saw, it has the perfect amount of items that you can use for your daily basis. So let me know. I'm curious which Noe you guys use, but let's go ahead and try out the Noe GM now. All right, friends, so this is how the Noe GM fits. Now, I do want to let you know that this one is on the longest setting. Again, I typically use this one on the middle setting, but I wanted to share with you how it fits crossbody. Like I said, I've used this bag for many years, and I didn't know I could wear it crossbody with the original strap for over a decade, honestly. And I absolutely loved that discovery because it allows that additional hands-free if you needed to. Now, it's not gonna fit crossbody necessarily for all body frames, but it is something to keep in mind in case it works for you, that you could potentially do that, which it would have really saved me many years ago when I had little ones instead of trying to add the 2 straps, which I do like the 2 straps, but at the time it was just more of a hassle to have the 2 on at the same time at times. Not always, but at times. So that is how it fits crossbody. I find that it actually is easy to use when it pushes out of the way because of the slouch at the top and how it sits. So you kind of have it sitting a little bit on your side, but that it fits really good and comfortable still. And you can do that as an option as well if you need to. So let me know in the comments below. Have you ever wore the Noe as a crossbody? Do you prefer it the regular fit? I'm curious to hear from you all. And let's move on to the Mini Noe. All right, so this is the fit of the Mini Noe. It is such a cute little crossbody. I love adding that crossbody strap, and that's typically how I wear it. However, I do also carry it additionally on the crook of my arm. But I find when you throw it on crossbody, it sits so comfortably because we have that perfect amount of slouch at the top and the perfect amount of structure at the bottom, making this such an easy carry. And did I mention it's cute? This is such a cute little bag. Honestly, I've used the Noe GM so long that by the time I purchased this one and it looking just like the Mama Noe GM, All of my kids thought it was the cutest little thing. I could not use it without commentary from them because it just looked like the big one shrunk. But I absolutely love it. And as life has changed and I'm not carrying all the diaper bag things, I definitely opt for this size more for more running around and all of that. So I absolutely love it. I think it is so cute. And like I said, so do my kids. I think it's the cutest little thing. But I'm curious to hear from you all. Which one of the Noes was your favorite today? Which one would you see yourself reaching for on a daily basis? Or maybe, even not on a daily basis, which one would you prefer for travel or every day? I want to hear from you guys. So feel free to drop me a comment below. Make sure you check me out over on Instagram and Facebook. I'd love to have you follow me there at #AbbyInBags or just Abby Moore. And until next time, bye friends.